There's a detail in John chapter 6 it's easy to miss. This is the story of Jesus feeding the 5,000 using just the bread and the fish from one boy's lunch, feeding a whole crowd out of almost nothing. It's an incredible miracle. That evening, Jesus has gone off by himself to rest and recover. His disciples get in the boat. They head off across the lake. The next morning, the crowd comes back looking for Jesus, notices he's gone. They go out looking for him. And they get in their own boats. They cross the lake and they track him down. And when they find him, Jesus says something that kind of stops the conversation cold and changes the direction a little bit. He says to the people, "You're not looking for me because of this miracle you saw me do. You're looking for me just because you ate and your bellies are full and you want more food." He doesn't say it harshly. He just says it plainly. "I know why you came to me," Jesus says. And there's something about that moment that feels very close to home. You see, we all come to God when wanting something, needing something, and that's not a criticism, it's just honest. We want comfort, or we want relief from a struggle, we want an answer to prayer, we want some kind of provision, we want some answers or direction. We come with a hunger. But we don't always stop to ask ourselves if we know what that hunger really is. We maybe think we do. And Lent here is an invitation for us to do that. Not just to give something up as a religious practice, good that may be, but to get quiet enough to slow down and stop and really begin to look inside and ask, what am I actually reaching for right now? What's driving me? What am I hoping to find that will fully and finally satisfy whatever it is that's this thing underneath and inside of me? See, in that story, the crowd crossed the lake, and that's not nothing. There was a real urgency there. There was a real longing. They were after something that only Jesus could give, and Jesus honored that. He didn't turn them away. But he wanted them to know, to stop and think about what they were really hungry for, because he had something in mind that was better than the bread they were after. See, because in that conversation, he says, "I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me to feed will no longer be hungry." See, that hunger that the people had, the hunger you and I have, is real. Jesus doesn't dismiss whatever we think it is. He's just saying, I know what the real hunger is. I know what the deepest hunger is. And I have what will actually feed you. So that's the question for this week with Lent. Not what are you giving up, but what are you most hungry for? What do you most need? Because whatever that thing is, Jesus can provide that. And that's good news.